Welcome back to Twice Born Truth. It's been a while. I've missed you all, but I've been thinking about what my latest video would be about. And I think what I've come up with is very important, to say the least. And essentially, I think I have identified the Antichrist. Now, this is speculation. I don't know if anyone will know for sure until that time comes. But there are certainly some signs that tie to biblical prophecy and would connect this gentleman, if you would give him such respect, to be just that character, the Antichrist, or at least the one of our day, and maybe the final Antichrist. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to Jared Corey Kushner. Obviously, here it says he's born January 10th of 1981. So that would make him, what, 43, 44? He had been the senior advisor to Trump during Trump's first presidency or first term, but now holds no real title, yet is still in the picture in the creation of and addition to what I believe is the covenant of many, the Abraham Accords. He's been a major player in the negotiations of this covenant, if you would. And I think this ties directly into a prophecy straight from the Bible. And this verse is from the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 8. And it reads, "The beast that you saw was, and is not, and will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go to perdition. And those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they see the beast that was, and is not, and yet is." So now I feel like this part in particular is what stands out the most in regards to the authority we've seen Jared Kushner have during the two different Trump terms, right? And why I say that is during the first term, he held a actual seat. As I mentioned, it was the senior advisor role, okay? But now he really has no title that has been given to him, uh, let's say, what's the word I'm trying to find here? Officially. So that's one bit of evidence. The other one is back in 2007, Kushner, or Jared, let's just say, purchased 666 Fifth Avenue, which is a very large skyscraper in New York, if I'm not mistaken. And he paid 1.8 billion for this property. Now, I guess at the time it was one of the largest. Oh yeah. So it was the highest price ever paid for a New York City skyscraper at the time. Kind of odd that 1.8 is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 666, right? Not only the address, which is the obvious indicator here. Now, that could be very circumstantial, as well as the evidence that that I will give you through this entire video. I am not saying for sure that this man is the Antichrist, but there are some clear signs here. Another one is how he confirmed, it says in the Bible, in the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 27, it reads, "Then he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. But in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to the sacrifice and offering, and on the wing of abomination shall be one who makes desolate, even until the consummation which is determined is poured out on the desolate." Now, do I think this has taken place yet, this particular prophecy? No. Why? Because the temple has not been erected. Okay. But he has been an integral part to creating the Abraham Accords. Now, I want to give a shout out to Mysteries of the Bible, as this is their video. I appreciate your content. I have not yet subscribed, but will do right now, so you can see that I have. But this shows, again, his involvement in the Abraham Accords, which could be the covenant of many.
There are many who believe that the peace we see may be just a prelude. Think about the impact of the Abraham Accords, an ambitious and in many ways surprising political movement. Apparently, it is the solution to one of the biggest conflicts in modern history. But is it really that simple? Aren't these steps toward peace actually a way of preparing the ground for something much more complex? Something that involves not just politics, but also the fulfillment of ancient prophecies? I know this idea may seem controversial, even disturbing, and that's exactly what makes you unable to ignore this possibility.
Seems this channel has the same feelings as I do about Mr. Kushner.
Everything seems to be connecting. The pieces are falling into place, and the figure of Kushner emerges with his characteristics as a diplomatic strategist, navigating difficult waters, gaining the trust of many and paving the way. Could he be the one mentioned? The one who will bring fleeting peace before the storm? These are difficult questions, and that's exactly what we're going to delve into now. So come with me as we reveal the details that could completely change the way you see the current scenario. There's something big happening, and Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, is in the middle of it. A recent letter from Israel practically calls for his influence, stating that he is essential to maintaining alliances that promise to transform the Middle East. But for those who follow biblical prophecies, it's hard not to raise an eyebrow. Kushner, with his decisive role in the Abraham Accords, is seen by some as a facilitator of peace. but others wonder if he is, in fact, an important player in the Antichrist's plans. After all, the Bible has already warned us about leaders who would bring false peace, deceiving the nations. These Abraham Accords, which he helped establish, are seen by many as an attempt to join forces in the Middle East, promoting a coexistence that seemed impossible. However, the prophecies speak of a time when a leader would rise, preaching peace, but with hidden intentions. Are we facing this figure? Kushner, with his connections and influence, fits many of the descriptions that some find alarming. For some, he may be the symbol of hope, but for others, he is the one who prepares the way for the Antichrist, as already written in the scriptures. This letter from Israel asking for Kushner's action only reinforces this aura of mystery around him. It's not just about politics or strategic alliances. For many, it is a sign of the times we are living in, a warning that ancient prophecies may be about to be fulfilled. The question is, are we ready for what may come next? First of all, allow me to contextualize who Jared Kushner is. Jared Kushner, a real estate mogul, has deep ties to the Middle East. But there is a very curious detail about it. Its corporate headquarters are located in a building marked with the number 666 on Fifth Avenue. Coincidence? Or is there something more? After all, the number 666 is closely linked to the symbolism of the Antichrist, and this makes us question the invisible paths that history is taking.
So quite clearly, Mysteries of the Bible is sharing the same sentiment that I am. So I encourage you to go check this channel out, subscribe, which reminds me, uh, please like and subscribe to my channel as well. I'm just starting out and could use the love, the help in spreading the word. Like any of my videos that you do like and share them, please, as it will help me to get the word out to those who may not otherwise hear it. We all have a job to do, and I want to do my part. So you can help me do that. Now, I want to take a moment here and say that by no means am I for sure that Jared Kushner is the Antichrist. Nor do I think we could be for sure that anybody is if we had all the evidence. Because chances are he's going to come at us out of left field. And I'll be honest in the sense that, the title of the video is a bit clickbaitish. But one thing that I do want to press, if you would, is how close we are coming to the end. Just about all of my videos, like the 10 of them that I've done, have in some way had to do with this very subject. But it's true. You need to wake up, okay? The prophecy from the book of Revelation, from the book of Daniel, from the Bible in general, is literally leaping off the pages, okay? Even this stuff going on with Iran right now. In fact, there's one prophecy that we may see real soon too that might affect us here in the United States most significantly. And that's if quite a few people are right, myself being one of those people. If we are Mystery Babylon, we are going to get the power stomp of a lifetime in 1 hour. And it's going to end us forever. My point in sharing this is if you have not woken up to the fact that God is real and Jesus died for you, you need to now. Right now. Not tomorrow. Pause this video, drop to your knees, ask for forgiveness, repent for your sins, and ask Him into your life. He'll gladly oblige. If you don't, it's clear the mark of the beast is coming. Which brings me to another point. How did John know on the Isle of Patmos when he was writing the book of Revelation? How did he know that it would even be possible? Okay, now, let's say he was thinking, and he probably was thinking at the time, because he could no way have known how global this world would get in terms of connection with internet and all that. Okay. But even just thinking about his small environment and the world that he'd perceived, could anybody tie down money in that way? Okay, you always got somebody willing to break the rules. You always got a black market. There's always someone willing to do business with you. I mean, even at this moment, this video's being made. Okay, if you don't want to be part of society, you don't have to have a checking account. You don't have to have a credit card. You got cash, you got barter, you got this, that, the other thing. But we can certainly see the pieces coming together for the mark of the beast system, and how when digital currency comes on board, you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade with it without at least putting some sort of footprint. You won't be able to get online, okay, let alone start a car. I'm pretty sure they're going to incorporate this mark into anything electronic moving forward. Meaning, if you don't scan your mark, you're not using it. Now, the old stuff will be there, and you can use it for whatever, if they don't find some way of completely disabling it. Because let's be for real, it's simple for them to do. But if you want to be a functioning member of society, okay, because I believe the tribulation saints will have their way to move around the system. So I'm not saying it's going to be on full lockdown, okay? I'm not saying that. There's ways here and there around it. You don't want to be a tribulation saint unless that's what God has appointed for you. But if you want to be a functioning member of society, you will have to take this mark to do anything. And you can see how these pieces are being put into place. I mean, look all around you. 6G's coming out. We just got 5. They talk 6G's going to be like global. Elon Musk is putting up more Starlink satellites out there than we can even keep track of. There's going to be nowhere you can go that if you're carrying a phone or if you have any electronic on you that they won't find you. Okay, so right there, if you don't have the mark, you better not have no electronics near you because they'll find you that way, especially if it has anything to do with internet. And if you have the mark, they're going to be able to track you anywhere, everywhere, and everything you're doing, period. It's like China's social credit system. They've tested it out. It's rolling out. But going back to my point of what I'm kind of stepping away from, how did John know that this would even be possible? Yet those predictions and that statement, you will not be able to buy or sell, are possible without that mark. So that's just one piece of many of the prophetic word that's bouncing off the pages of the Bible as we speak. Not to mention all the volcanoes going off and earthquakes everywhere and all the madness and wars and rumors of wars. I mean, it's exactly how Jesus described it when they asked him, "How will we know when the end is coming, Lord?" Read Matthew chapter 24. It'll blow your mind because it's our world today. Accept Christ, please. I'd like to meet you and you and you and the two of you watching this video right now. Amen. If I can save one, this was all worth it.
I've had the great honor for the last 10 months of working with Steve very closely, and more so in the last month. And I have to tell you, it's been an honor to me to work with such a special man who's approached this impossible task with a full heart and with a full commitment. And when things got tough and we ran into brick walls, every time that happened, we just said, let's make a new plan. Let's try again. And that's what being partners with Steve was like. And I also have to say, working with President Trump on this, his commitment to seeing peace, to seeing the hostages return home, to seeing Israel secure and safe, and to seeing the entire Middle East stable and thriving is unmatched. That's right. Thank you, President Trump, for the amazing job you did and for your commitment to bring this horrible conflict to an end. October 7th for me was a shattering day. My wife and I were at a friend's wedding in Colorado, and I remember hearing the news, and I just went to the hotel room, and I was looking at videos and trying to speak to whoever I could to get information, and I just stayed there all night. I cried. Seeing some of these acts that were committed on that day made me think about how fortunate we are to have a society with rules and laws and people with morals. And seeing these horrific, barbaric acts shocked me to my core in a way that I'll never be the same. Since then, my heart has not been complete. And it's been a tremendous burden that I felt to see these hostages come home. To see their families get the closure they deserve and to end this nightmare. And also to see the suffering end for the people in Gaza, who, for most of them, were experiencing this through no fault of their own, other than being born into a situation that was horrific. We're not going to celebrate tonight. We're going to celebrate on Monday when the phase one gets into conclusion. But what I did come here tonight to say was that I couldn't be more proud to see the way that the state of Israel and its people have carried themselves through this traumatic, unthinkable, horrific experience. Instead of replicating the barbarism of the enemy, you chose to be exceptional. You chose to stand for the values that you stand for. And I couldn't be prouder to be a friend of Israel, somebody who supports Israel.
Now, I don't want to show the full video here because I don't want to get flagged for using all of Forbes' content, which I may have already went past. But I did want you to see this as well, because he's obviously building a foundation, a reputation more so in Israel than he already has, which I believe it's clear that the Antichrist will have well, first off, he will have to be Jewish, but will have a clear connection with the Jewish people, in order to, eventually declare himself the Messiah. There are others that could clearly be the Antichrist. Although I don't think that they would come on as strong as this next person who I've spoke about, Yuval Noah Harari. Now, this guy, I think, could very well be the false prophet. And why I say that is his nickname amongst the 1% and his peers, if you would, is the prophet. Who knows? Maybe that's just coincidence as well, right? I don't know if you've watched some of my videos on Mr. Harari here, but I encourage you to check it out and give those a like as well so that they can get out some of the things that this man says are beyond blasphemous, most certainly heretical, uh, and yeah, he's clearly a heretic in every way that you would imagine. And his ideology on humans moving forward is sick, to say the least. So that concludes this video. I plan on being more consistent with producing content, and I apologize to those who may have been waiting. There are not many of you, but for the few that there are, and hopefully more to come, I do intend on producing more to get the word out. And if any one of my videos can help lead even one person to Christ, it will make it all worth it, which is where I would like to conclude this video. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. So if you have not, I encourage you, accept Christ, open up your heart and let him in. Ask for forgiveness for those sins that nailed him to a cross about 2,000 years ago. Ask for forgiveness. Beg. I would. I have. And I did. You can't go wrong. There's a famous philosopher, and he had a saying, and this famous philosopher is I believe his name is pronounced Blaise Pascal. I'm probably mispronouncing that, so forgive me. But it's known as Pascal's wager. And basically it goes like this. It says, bet on God. If God exists, you gain eternity. If not, you lose nothing. So ultimately, what he was saying is the best bet is to believe in God. If God doesn't exist, you get the same result as you are going to get anyway. If he does, on the other hand, which I most certainly believe, you gain eternity in one place or the other. Until next time, may God bless you and keep you. Goodbye.